Hi everyone. I'm just going to wait a little while to see who comes up. Do, 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 do. Good morning to all of you. Hope you are doing well. Good morning. Okay, so today I'm just going to wait for a few more people to sort of come through, but I wanted to actually go live because I've been thinking about going live for a while, and I have been thinking that actually, it might be a good time to do a live reading because we've got the full moon today. Who is excited? I am actually. I think that this full moon is going to be quite eye-opening. I also came across this quote on Instagram which said, the biggest lesson I learned this year is not to force anything. Conversations, friendships, relationships, attention, love, anything forced is not worth fighting for. Whatever flows, flows. Whatever crashes, crashes. And I thought that was quite a nice quote. Good morning to all of you. Hope you are doing well. It's quite nice, actually. Let's show some of these comments. Good evening to you in Australia. Good morning, Sunny. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Sorry if I skipped past some of your messages. There's quite a few here. Very nice. I'd love to know where you're all from. This is my first ever live, so if it's a little bit all over the place, look, I apologize. Okay, it was the first time me doing this. I thought I was actually live and I actually wasn't. So, and then I realized, okay, I'm actually not live, and now I am live. Okay, yes, good morning to all of you. So I am going to be doing a reading for you. I'm just waiting to get through some of these comments and see what is going on. Philadelphia, Washington State, Florida, New Zealand. Well, I am in the UK. Okay, cool. All right, so this full moon is happening in the sign of Taurus, which obviously, it's a vibe in itself. So we are going to take a bit of a look into the energies and see what is coming through. Nice. Manifestation is a great thing to do during the time of a full moon. It's a very powerful time, actually, during a full moon because it's great to manifest. It's also great for healing, releasing, letting go. I definitely, recommend that a lot. So good, nice. What else do we have here? India. All right, so I hope you're all ready. Okay, I'm going to shuffle. We're going to see what's coming through. I'm just going to go like this as well. And we'll get started straight away. I'm going to use some of the eternal messages as well. And we will get started. And we will see what's coming through. So I just love reading all of the comments as well. Okay, so let's begin. All right, so this full moon is happening in the sign of Taurus. It's a really great time to evaluate areas of stability, areas of security, and also places where you might feel like you're being a little bit stubborn, okay? Perhaps in the work area. Also in regards to career, you might think, am I being stubborn in these areas? Is there something maybe I should expand my mind on? So it's also to do with expansion as well. And the Taurus energy is also to do with beauty. It's also to do with committing as well. So it's a time where it's really about sort of letting go of areas essentially where you may have been stubborn, areas where you may have been afraid to commit in. And this is something that's been being brought to light to many people. So rest assured that people who have felt like they cannot commit will most likely get to a point where they do feel like they can. The first card actually that flipped over is the Knight of Swords. You know, the Knight of Swords here is really about action. It's about moving forward. And I feel here that people that you're dealing with specifically, so of course this reading is more so to do with their intentions, their actions towards you as well, but I kind of wanted to introduce more so about, of course, the Taurus full moon and talk a little bit more about that energy as well and what it means for you. But what it means also for others as well is really, especially if there's someone here that you've been thinking about or that you know and you're wondering what they're going to do towards you, how they're feeling towards you, we will get onto that very soon. What I do also want to mention here is that it's about taking action. So I feel here that after this full moon period, and usually it takes about like 48 hours for us to like fully cleanse a full moon period, the person that you're thinking about, the person that you're probably wondering about, other people around you, they're going to be much more proactive. The first week of November is full of more proactive energy, taking more action, moving forward, progressing things along, not staying stuck. And that word, stubborn, not staying stubborn, being more flexible is what we're seeing here as well. Now, around that time as well, the Mercury retrograde will also go direct, which is great because it shows more communication, more forward movement, more progression. Things are not going to be as stuck anymore. So people will be able to come towards you with more ease. So this full moon is easing things up. I like to think of it as WD-40. I don't know how many of you know about WD-40, perhaps in other countries, but it just stops things from squeaking. It's like lubricant, you know, it like eases things. But that's what I see this full moon doing, is it's easing things up between you and the other person, and they're coming more so to terms with things. Things are being brought more to light, whereas before maybe they have kept things hidden. As we know, the full moon likes to do that. Its moon energy is quite strong in that sense. Things are coming more to light. Their feelings are no longer being hidden. Okay, so whereas before perhaps they felt this Nine of Swords energy, but really trapped, stuck, anxious, stressed, annoyed, frustrated. Sorry guys, I know you saw that blink and that flash. That happens whenever someone in the house turns off the light. So that's why the flash. It's not some spooky like Halloween thing. Kind of funny, but that's what we're seeing here. Interesting, you know, got that flash of darkness as we were literally just talking about the Nine of Swords. So this is about not staying stuck anymore. And the thing is, right, from time to time, we're always going to feel a little bit of this energy. But the full moon here is here to cleanse that energy so that we can move forward and so that the other person as well can move forward as well. So I feel like your person here has been dealing with some things. Many things can be professionally, can be to do with education if they're in education, but I feel more so that they have been dealing with a lot of emotional issues and perhaps having trouble expressing their emotions, trouble being their full authentic self sometimes as well. So this Six of Swords here shows that they are getting somewhere. Okay, sure, they're taking a lot of this perhaps baggage with them, but they're going somewhere. They're not staying stuck. They're not staying stationary anymore. The first week really of October is, sorry, first week of November is really a time where they are moving. Okay, here, this person is stuck, stationed, stagnant. Oh my God, wow, I can't even speak today. Mercury retrograde, full spring, swing. Oh my God, wow. So here, stationary, stagnant, stuck energy. Here there's movement. Okay, sure, it's still not that great, but there's movement, and then it finally evolves into this Knight energy where they're finally taking action towards you. So this person is really just very, very withdrawn. Here they are coming towards you, progressing towards you, moving along towards you as well. That's what we're seeing. And this reading is more so about their thoughts, intentions, and feelings towards you because of this full moon that we have. So it's the full moon reading, essentially, in regards to someone that you're thinking about romantically. Okay, so it's freeing up a lot of good energy. We've also got here the Six of Wands. See, there's so much movement, there's so much progression here. So if you've been feeling like things between you and another person have been really, really stuck, really stagnant, just not getting anywhere, things are moving along. Things are moving along. It's good. It's good. We like to see that as well. See, it's going from being stubborn to being a bit more flexible. it's a time really when I feel like they're going to be reflecting on things that they have felt very, very stubborn about, and they're going to start to be a little bit more flexible in their energies. By the way, at the end of this reading, you can ask some questions as well. So I will answer some questions. It's quite nice actually, because I see some live streams and the comments just go so fast. It's kind of nice that we have a little group here because I can sort of read through this actually whilst I'm doing the reading as well. Okay. So yes, it's a collective reading, and I'll also get the eternal messages out as well. I think this is something that a lot of you would be very interested in. So the Six of Cups here, see, got 3 sixes. Sixes are all about balance. Great, because guess who's coming towards you after this full moon? Someone's definitely coming towards you. It can also be new love for those of you that are totally single and have no one around you. This is really a very, very strong period in this year. It's the strongest period, I would say, in this year for spiritual growth and spiritual development, mainly because the end of this year has got so many interesting astrological events happening in such unique signs, well, different signs, that the combination of that is very, very, very interesting. For example, right now you've got Mercury retrograde in the sign of Scorpio, you've got the Mars retrograde in the sign of Aries. Think about it this way, right? Scorpio is very intense. Aries, intense. Aries and Mars, okay, fire, fire, fire. You've got, Scorpio, which is water, with Mercury. I mean, that's really quite energetic as well. So spiritual practices will also allow you to feel better within yourself, but can also trigger the other person that you have spiritually in your energy field to come towards you as well. It's really interesting how things work spiritually, but the more you do for yourself, the other person can be triggered to also come towards you because they can feel that you have something that they don't, and that's a big trigger as well, interestingly enough. So you've got the Four of Pentacles. Remember, this is a collective reading. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I see a lot of people coming back to people, especially after this Mercury retrograde as well. Remember, this full moon actually happens when there is the Mercury retrograde. We know that Mercury retrograde is very, very well known for bringing people back. But also, not just that, it's also about regaining and restoring your personal energy, which often brings people back into your life. And this can happen for the first from the full moon to also the first week of November as well, because once Mercury goes direct, you also have much more balance in your personal energy, which can also bring people into your life as well. So, whether Mercury is direct or in retrograde, regardless, I see that happening. But also I feel like this is because of the strength and the courage that you also have to work through perhaps things that you need to work through, and working through issues or energies where you are also stubborn as well. So for some of you, you might be really stubborn and thinking to yourself, no, I don't want to move forward. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait. And that's you being stubborn. So remember that the Taurus energy is fixed, and it's also about stubbornness. So you have to also identify areas within yourself. It's not always about the other person. It's also about you as well. And that's something to also keep in mind very significantly, is that you've got to look after you as well, be there for you as well. And when you start to do that, it can also free up the energy between you and the other person. Okay, so inner work affects the outer. Inner changes bring outer changes. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. King of Wands. Page of Cups. Devil. Devil is also about wanting a lot of control, wanting control over a situation, wanting it to be a certain way. So what I do feel is that this other person here wants control. Like, they always want things to be their own way. The thing here is it can't always be their own way. And that's also a lesson as well. Oh my God, you guys, look at this. There we go. 1111. Right? Everything is, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So what I will tell you, it is going to be okay. And happy 11/11 to all of you as well. I was not planning that at all. Three of Pentacles, see, teamwork and collaboration, it has to work on both sides. If two people are energetically stuck, say for example, you are more so just waiting for this person and they're kind of just doing their own thing, both of you then are in this energy where A, you're waiting, so you're stuck, B, they're doing their own thing, so they're not really thinking about things too much. Both energies seem to be stuck in two different ways. It takes one person to really snap out of it, to really allow things to start moving. And by snapping out of it, I mean moving forward, moving on, taking care of yourself. Really, really important with this full moon energy to look after yourself, to take care of yourself, to cleanse your own energy as well. I see a lot of people do manifestations and they're always trying to manifest the other person. It's like, wait a second. When you start to manifest for yourself, that's often when the person comes to you, not when you're trying to manifest the other person. A lot of the times, interestingly enough, manifesting is also about making sure that you manifest, but then you also focus on your life as well. Okay, so if you are trying to manifest a person, a place, or a thing, yes, you can manifest that person for sure, but then it's also about focusing and bringing that focus back to yourself and not thinking about them constantly 24/7. Yes, thoughts will come into your mind in regards to them. It's how you handle those thoughts as well, which is quite interesting and very, very important as well. Because if you're showing the universe that this is the only person that's going to take up space in your mind, it then becomes very, very challenging. The universe will give you more of that and it will drive you at some point insane. Anyways, okay, so the King of Wands here shows action being taken towards you. I really do see this, but it comes when you take action towards yourself. 9 of Pentacles, this is your strength, this is your independence. Their thoughts, their actions, and their intentions also depend on how much you do for yourself. And that is the energy reading, essentially, for October 31st, is what you do for you is reflected on what they do towards you. Yeah, so what you do for you is what they also do towards you, also energetically and spiritually. Some of you may not have contact with this person. Some of you may not even be talking to this person. But remember, inner changes bring outer changes. This is not just about what they're doing. It's also about what you're doing on your side as well. Okay, so yes, 1111 is definitely being seen by so many of you. Okay. I hope you do recover and I hope you do feel a lot better as well. Okay. 11/11 is our anniversary. We also got 11/11 coming up as well with the 11th of November. It's a lovely manifestation number as well. And of course, we've got it coming up in November as well. Yeah, really, really, really lovely. Yeah, see, very, very important, Jamie. For sure, we have to work on ourselves as well. Okay, so that's really important. If you're always expecting the other person to just come towards you and this and that and that, remember it's really just very, very important. Inner changes bring outer changes. It's not just always about the other person. It's also about ourselves. People often neglect that. They forget about it. So we have to work on ourselves. It's just a very important thing. It doesn't matter who you are. Okay. You got to do that inner work. It brings also outer changes as well. So that's wonderful. Okay, so shall we continue? There's some cards I haven't talked about yet. So 4 of Pentacles here is really also about noticing your shadow. Shadow work is very important. If you are always wondering about what the other person is thinking, what their intentions are, how they're feeling, it's also important to know that your shadow has some input in that as well. So looking into your shadow, asking yourself these questions. Am I codependent? Am I overly reliant on this person? Am I expecting them to fill a void within me that I need to actually work on? These are questions that help you to understand your shadow. When you start to understand your shadow side, that's when the universe will start to really, really try and work with you rather than against you. So remember, when we are thinking about other people coming towards us, we also have to ask ourselves about us. We have to work on ourselves as well. Okay, this is really about you as well. It's not just all about them, it's also about you. And so that is what this full moon is really about. It's about asking yourself, okay, which areas do I struggle in? Which areas am I resisting? Which areas am I not being able to commit to? Are you perhaps not being able to commit to loving yourself fully to the extent where you're not depending on somebody else? Are you finding it hard to work through codependency issues, but you'd rather just, wait So asking yourself these questions, managing your shadow, working on your shadow, doing also shadow meditations and shadow work can really help you a lot with manifestation towards love. Okay, otherwise, what I tend to see as well happening with a lot of people is that they start to attract relationships, but they attract the same kind of person. Perhaps they keep attracting the same kind of person who just can't commit, or who is emotionally unavailable. They attract the same cycle. And it's not until they fully break out of that cycle, embrace their shadow, work on their shadow aspect, that they, can then have that loving love. So this full moon is allowing us to see our shadow. Don't be afraid of your shadow. Okay, if you start to see that, oh no, what if I'm accidentally the toxic one? Not saying that you are, but sometimes we have those realizations. You're embracing your shadow. The universe loves it when you embrace your shadow, because you're looking at something that a lot of people run away from. Okay, so that's really, really important here as well. Just looking at some of the comments here. Yeah, so there's some messages here about codependency as well. Working through codependency issues can really strengthen you a lot. And I think that it can be such a wonderful, wonderful thing, because it can give you so much strength, so much power, so much confidence, and really embracing that and knowing that as well, and not running away from that factor can definitely be a good thing, a really good thing. It can also stop, you from attracting people that use that to their advantage, because there are a lot of people out there that use people to fill their voids. And I'm not talking about codependence necessarily, but I'm also talking about narcissists. Okay, be careful of those people. Let's have a look at this comment. I want to attract someone who will commit emotionally. She wasn't ready. She strung me along and lied. Okay. So you know what you want, right? You know what you want here. And sometimes, people will come in and they will be sometimes the complete opposite. And again, it's about really realizing what it is that you want within yourself as well, and working through things as best possible as you can from within yourself, and also addressing things from childhood. Okay, 6 of Cups here as well goes with this full moon energy. Parental figures. Okay, the Taurus energy is also about authority. It's about those parental figures or guardians, whoever raised you, essentially. It's about working through those issues from childhood, and working through inner childhood issues as well that maybe have stemmed up, because they say oftentimes that we are a result of our childhood, right? So it's about really working through those as well, and kind of recognizing those patterns as well can really help you in many, many ways. When will you announce the giveaway winner? It is actually coming tonight. So be tuned, stay tuned for the video. It will come out at 12 a.m. GMT time on my channel. There'll be a separate video for it and everything. Okay, so stay tuned. Yep, there is a giveaway winner as always. I want to attract a well-paid job. Yeah, so with things like this, of course, manifestation is really, really wonderful, but also continuing to work hard on the side of manifesting is really, really important. I see a lot of people, they just want a really well-paid job, and then they'll continue to manifest it and be like, okay, well, it's not here today. Okay, so you kind of just have to manifest and then let it be. I see a lot of people that manifest and then they think about it 24/7. You have to manifest and then go about your day, go about your routine, do things in that sense. That's really what's going to essentially help you to manifest those opportunities. And when's a great time to manifest? Full moon. Write down on a piece of paper, Anna, what you would like to manifest, or just anyone, of course, watching this. Write down on a piece of paper what you would like to manifest, and then burn that piece of paper on the night of the full moon, or 24 hours after as well is fine as well. The full moon is potent for 48 hours, and that will help you to manifest. And then once you've burnt the piece of paper, focus on all those other things that you have got going on in your life as well. Try not to think too much about this, but of course, keep your eyes peeled for opportunities, work hard, that kind of stuff. But once you've manifested, you don't have to constantly tell the universe. You can remind the universe from time to time, but you don't need to constantly manifest. So once you've done it once, it is enough, trust me. So yes, that's what I have there. Yeah, great time actually during the full moon. Let's see, we're getting quite a few comments now. Yeah, letting go of ego and pride is very important. The thing about ego is that it is one of the biggest killers. It really, really is. Ego gets in the way of a lot of things. Ego is also just one of those things where it is very difficult and challenging. And I think that if you can walk over your ego and your pride, it is one of the best things you really can do, because that's vulnerability, and vulnerability is a strength. So it's really great. Therapy is a great form of shadow work. Indeed. I totally agree with this. Yeah. It really brings everything to the surface. And I read this billboard ages ago when I went to London. I think it was like last year or something. It said, it was this huge billboard in central London, which was near the London Eye. And it said, if everyone in the world did therapy, the world would be such a different place. And I totally, totally agree. So it takes a lot of acceptance to understand our shadow. We all have things about us, right, that we need to work on. Everybody does. Even I do. Even celebrities, people that you probably, or idols, or people that you perhaps you look up to. They all have things to work on. Nobody's perfect, and I think that that can really be such a wonderful, wonderful thing. Also, the more you embrace your shadow, the more the universe likes to work with you. Okay, so keep that in mind too. Oh, also, a big message that I really wanted to give as well is that this weekend specifically is such a great weekend to worship your ancestors. So this actually just reminded me. I know you said here, Nancy, your late brother David came into your dream. It's really interesting. I'm specifically talking about ancestors, but that really reminded me as well. You have got this very powerful full moon happening today, and it's also a weekend that is very special in that sense. You've also got Halloween as well. It is such an amazing time to pray to your ancestors, to ask them for guidance or feedback on areas of your life that perhaps have been pretty challenging. So I would definitely recommend that as well. I think that that's a good thing to do from any point in the year. I actually think that this is the best point as well. You may even choose to give some offerings and things like that as well. Perhaps eat their favorite foods, enjoy their favorite music if you know it. I know that a lot of people perhaps may not know their ancestors' favorite things, but they pass a lot to us. They pass wisdom to us. They pass knowledge to us. They have passed so much to us, and they are there protecting us. And so praying to your ancestors can be amazing. And also those that have passed away as well, enjoying things that they have loved as well, can be a really nice form of appreciation towards them as well. This weekend is very powerful in that sense. I know that in Mexico they have the Day of the Dead. This weekend specifically, I think, as well, is a very, very powerful one of celebrating those that have passed away, and bringing them sort of in our energy field as well, especially with this full moon as well. Okay. I am going to get on to the rest of the reading. I'm just like distracted by the comments. This is the first time I've ever done a live stream. So just bear with me, okay? I will get the rhythm and the flow of this eventually, where I will complete the reading without getting distracted by the comments. But I just thought that there's some really interesting comments here of things that I actually did want to talk about. So it makes a lot of sense in that sense. How often? Okay. Hi, Moonlight. I would like to ask, how often should we manifest? So I think a manifestation, I would say, a month is fine. Naturally, the things that we do want in our life, we will think about them, so that's something that happens naturally. So I think we naturally do manifest what we want on a very, it depends. Some people do it on a weekly basis, some people do it on an hourly basis, some people do it on a monthly basis. When we really want to manifest something so strong, we're serious about it, I think monthly is totally fine. I also think that if you do it once and then you forget about it, that's also fine as well. I only think really that when we manifest, saying it once in the right frame of mind, manifesting should always be done in a very clear mindset. I think that's really important as well. So regardless of when it's done, just, even if it's once, clear mindset, knowing exactly what it is that you want to do, emotionally being, stable in that sense, gets the job done in terms of manifesting. Remember, manifesting can take time. For some people, it can take, years to see a result. For some people, it can take minutes to see a result. Moonlight. Moonlight. That's all I see here. Moonlight. Mm. Virtual hug. Virtual hugs to you as well. All of you, for sure. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's read this. I'm very independent, but I keep attracting men who love me but don't admit their feelings until I move on. And then they'll start chasing me. It has happened many times. I'm dealing with one now. Okay, so this is very similar to what I mentioned before, right? Where I said that when there's something within us, we will attract the same kinds of people, or you guys can attract the same kinds of people over and over again. And this is something that needs to be broken. It's a cycle. Essentially, what this is essentially telling you is that there is something perhaps within you that maybe could be worked on. So again, I would definitely recommend shadow work that can allow you to sort of see patterns and cycles, and to see if there's something within you that sort of attracts this or holds on to it when it comes through. It's something to be very, very aware of. So I think shadow work can really help you to perhaps understand why you keep attracting the same kinds of men who love you but don't admit their feelings. See, to me, this comes across as emotionally unavailable men. In that sense, that's the kind of feeling I get, is that there's that sort of energy of emotional unavailability. I don't want to generalize here, but a lot of the times people get very attracted to emotionally unavailable men because sometimes they have that craving of wanting to maybe fix a person or wanting to help a person in that sense as well. But it's something that sometimes people figure out later on once they've gotten to know the person. But yeah. But don't admit their feelings until I move on, and then they'll start chasing me. Isn't that so interesting? It's that kind of cat and mouse game that I see here as well in that sense. So yeah, working on your shadow can also help to figure out, why this cat and mouse sort of situation does occur. Shadow work is the one. Thank you very, very much about the messages. Oh, wow. Gosh, we've got so many messages since I was like all the way up here somewhere. Okay. It's really, really lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Da, 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 da. Maybe I'll make a whole another video on manifesting, because a lot of you are very interested in that for sure. There's a lot of like secrets when it comes to manifesting as well. I think that some of the stuff that does come through is quite general, like, oh, just manifest, and it's like, okay, well, if I just say it and then it will happen, like, yeah, that's a form of manifesting, but there's, you have to also do the inner work as well. And the way to really get the universe on your side is to acknowledge the good parts, the shadow parts of yourself, to know yourself as best possible as you can, and then the universe will align with you. If you're running away from yourself, or you want someone to fill a void within yourself, or you're codependent, the universe finds it more hard to give you things without wanting to give you lessons first. Okay, so it's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, be specific. Be specific. Very, very true, Moonchild. Yeah, the more specific you can be, the better. Oh, this is a good one. Hold on a second. Glitched. I'm having a hard time telling the difference between my intuition and my ego. I need to know if I'm wasting my time. Your intuition is always active. Your ego comes and goes. See, the ego likes to be validated. All right. So think about the things in your life that you like to feel validated by, because validation is something that the ego feeds off of, right? Absolutely feeds off of. Your intuition is always with you. Your intuition will always tell you if something is off or if something does not feel right. Whilst your ego is something that likes to feed off of things, right? Likes to feed off of things. So think about all the things that you like to be validated by. Then try and take those things out and then see what is left, because your intuition is always there. It's always telling you the right thing. It's hard sometimes, but you have to also walk over your ego. You have to try and diminish parts of your ego to connect with your higher self. See, the thing is, your intuition can also lead you to a place of vulnerability, especially when the ego is sort of like killed. But that's the thing, is that your intuition will always tell you if something feels right, if it feels good, or if it doesn't. And also part of this is to do with validation as well. So your intuition is really connected to you on kind of like it's protecting you. Your intuition will protect you, trust me, sometimes more than your ego will protect you. So I don't know if that fully answered it, but your intuition's always with you. The ego likes more of that validation as well. The ego likes to protect, right? The ego does like to protect, but more in a way that is, I think, more validating to the self. Okay. Whilst the intuition is when you sort of like meet someone and your gut just goes, oh no, or your body starts to perhaps shake, or you feel extra nervous. That maybe is not the right person, right? Sometimes what they say, well, what the Buddhists actually say is that if you feel really calm when you meet a person, that's the right person. If you feel like you're shaking and you're really nervous and you're like really, it's not the right thing. But sometimes our ego likes to play tricks. That's the other thing, right? As I mentioned here also with the full moon energies, is really about making sure that we have more control over ourselves and our shadow selves as well. And also learning our own ego, learning what ticks us, learning what we feel we need to be validated by. So that's very, very important here. And also that stubborn energy that comes through with the Taurus side, right? It's a fixed energy, the Taurus energy with the full moon, right? So that's really about knowing what is fixed within us, and also what we sometimes are too stubborn to admit. And part of that could come through with the ego. Okay, I was going to pull some eternal messages. I will get there. I will get there. I've never seen so many of these sort of like comments. So, well, I have on my channel, but it's one of these things. Okay, I'm going to scroll more down, so I might have missed some of your comments. Oh, hello. I'm going to do a question and answer probably one day as well, just because it's nice to kind of have just the Q&As. I know, Nancy, we need you to do more readings live. You must. The thing is, I get distracted by the comments, you see. I've been doing this reading, although to be honest, I have pretty much completed the reading. I just need to pull some eternal messages, but I just got distracted by your comments. That's the thing, is that, yeah, you guys want readings, but then, whether or not I actually get to that bit is another story in general. See, I make fun of myself too. Okay, so, yep. A lot of you do have questions here, a lot of questions. And what I will say is that I can't really answer those questions in public because they're private questions that you have. Okay, so I can't answer those in public. They have to be addressed in a private setting. So of course there's a free reading giveaway, which I do as well. There's also the private paid readings as well. So check out the description boxes of my videos, because that will have information if you do have a question that you would like me to go through with you in that sense. They are recorded readings. So, I can't answer them in a public setting. I mean, it's that's a lot. I mean, in terms of, your personal business being exposed. So is there anything? Oh, interesting question, actually, SP. Let me show your comment. Is there anything we want to manifest as a collective this blue moon? Lots of lovely emojis. You got the harvest there as well, which I think is really lovely. So as a collective, there's a lot happening in the world, okay? There's a lot happening in the world, whether it's politically or in terms of the pandemic, or even, just a lot of like natural disasters and things like that. There have been a lot of those things going on recently. I think as a collective, it really is about manifesting well, see, the thing is, individually, if people can do their work, collectively it comes together. And that's why I say the biggest message here, I think, is about embracing your shadow work and trying to find areas which we resist, okay? Because that Taurus energy is about resistance too. It's about committing to things, but it's also about the resistance we face and trying to overcome resistance. So again, working on the shadow aspects as well. The shadow aspects, as I mentioned before, but I'll mention it again, just in case there's new viewers that have come through, is very much so about those aspects that we know exist within us, or sometimes we don't know exist within us, but we have to work through. So for example, codependency, childhood trauma, abandonment issues, things from childhood that have perhaps just really affected us and we don't realize till we get older. Working through those things can be amazing. Therapists can help. You can also help yourself. It's one of those things. Healing really helps. And then identifying your relationships with other people as well and seeing what has impacted things. Empress, this is my first live reading. I'm glad you found me. This is my first live reading that I've ever done. To be honest, I haven't even been reading for the last probably 15 minutes. I've just been answering or looking at questions. How does he really feel about me, Moonlight? I can't answer that. It's a private question, right? So I can answer that in a private reading if you would like to do one with me. But yeah, I can't really put your business in a live reading, right? It's a lot. Also, karmically, for me, it's not a good thing to do either. So I can't answer a personal question like that for you. Ooh, that's a good one. So Nav, I will post the rest of this live video on my YouTube channel, and you can sort of see, sort of over the next sort of week what's coming through, as I mentioned here earlier on. Also, I have got a pick a card reading, which will be going up on my channel tomorrow for the next 7 days. So that can also answer some questions in regards to love for the next 7 days as well. So pick a card reading and this live reading as well should be able to answer maybe something in that regards, but I'll definitely note down your suggestion for a pick a card reading. I can't really answer this on a personal level for you, of course, because like I mentioned, I can't really mention what's personally going to happen towards you in a live reading because that's your personal life. Oh, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. Lovely messages. Yeah, I'll say it again, guys. I really cannot answer your personal questions in a live reading. Okay, so let's get back to the reading. Okay, if you guys ask questions during this time, I might not be able to see them. So when I do say, then you can ask some more questions if you'd like to. Okay, because I probably won't be able to look at them whilst I'm doing this. Otherwise, I'm going to get distracted. See, this is the thing about the comments. Okay, let's have a look and see. Okay, so these are sort of their thoughts towards you, essentially. Let's see what messages we have got here. I'm so attracted to you, you don't know what you do to me. So this person is very, very attracted to you. It definitely comes through here as well. It's just that they have things to work on. You can see that with the Nine of Swords and the Devil here. They also like to be in control of their own narrative and their own situations. They don't like to be told what to do. They're very attracted to you. See, King of Wands here also making an appearance. This person's very attracted to you. It's almost like they're trying to explain here through the energies, you don't know what you do to me. So they obviously feel a lot here towards you. Oh, we got a lot here. Got this one as well. I miss being intimate with you. It's really interesting. Okay. There's that sense of closeness that they miss, also spiritually as well, which I think is really interesting. I'm going to take these as well. Okay. Let's have a look at the comments. Okay, it's just you guys asking personal questions, which again, as I mentioned, I cannot answer your personal questions in the live reading. It it can't happen. So yeah, if you guys have pick a card reading suggestions, definitely let me know. Definitely let me know. Yeah. Got some here as well. Pick a card reading suggestions. Let's see. Yes, I already have some of these actually on my channel. So if you go to my channel and you go on playlists and then you click on pick a card, or you type in some of these little keywords into my channel search bar, you actually find, I think I did do a pick a card reading on X's and if they'll come back. So have a little check for that. But I like doing the updated ones anyway, so that's totally fine. I will make a note of these pick a card reading. Pick a card reading. No, Amy, you can still enter for the giveaway for this month. If not, you'll be, after 12 a.m., you'll be put into the giveaway for next month. 12 a.m. GMT time is the cutoff, because obviously it's the last day of the month today. So you still have time. No, I don't have moderators to help me out. I mean, I would love some moderators. Oh, this is a great question. Okay, so this happened just now as well, right? A lot of cards came out. It's really based on instinct, I would say, because you said, you know, when reading tarot or oracle cards and many cards jump out, how do you know if you need to put them back and shuffle or take them all? So in this case, I took them all, but this one had flipped over and I pretty much seen it. So when a card flips over, it's flipped over. To me, that's a sign that I will take the card. If it comes out and I see the card, I'm going to take it. Sometimes way too many cards come out, like what's happened here, but I want to give you lots and lots of messages, so that's fine. Sometimes I'll have a set amount of cards that I want to place on the table, and if it's way too many, then I'm going to put them back in. So it's mainly based on instinct, to be honest. And if I get a lot of cards but I see all of the cards, then I will have to take them, because once you see the energies of the cards and you've seen the actual card, it's hard not to not connect with it because it's there. So that's pretty much how I do that. How do we enter for the giveaway? So all the information is in the description box of my videos. That's the best way I can put it. Yeah, it's very simple actually to enter as well. And then a person is chosen for the month. Okay. You know what, this is really interesting. What sign matches for Gemini for true love? You know what's really interesting here is that it's about the birth chart. I know that some people will be like, oh yeah, Geminis get on really well with X, Y, and Z, but it's not always true. Our birth chart is very, very complex. So your sun, moon, so your moon, rising, and Venus signs also do matter in that sense. So always note that it's about your collective birth chart, not just one sign against one sign. Because, say for example, Taurus and Virgos are very, very compatible, but where's the placement of their Venus? Say for example, my Venus is in Scorpio and the other person's Venus is in Aries, you've got a big clash there because you've got a very intense Scorpio energy here, and then you've got a very detached Aries energy in the Venus sign. So that clashes, right? So the thing here to note is that it's really about your collective birth chart and the other signs as well, believe it or not. So that's why I'm not so much like, oh my God, like Gemini and this, or Virgo and Taurus or anything like that, because it really is about the collective energies, a collective birth chart, signs. Same. It's my first time meeting you too, Jelly. Okay, jelly beans. Okay. I act happy, but I'm not. Perhaps this is you as well. Sometimes perhaps you act happy and you're not actually happy, or you're not actually feeling good, or you don't actually feel great in some way, shape or form. So this can also be your energy as well, especially with this full moon, is that sometimes you may feel like you're not actually feeling as good as you want to be. Interestingly enough, the other person here, they are definitely not feeling good. Okay, so if they act happy, just know that below the surface, they absolutely are feeling emotionally overwhelmed and not so great. In fact, you know, they could be putting up a front, and like we were talking a little bit about ego, they might run into their ego a little bit more so that they can avoid feeling hurt, avoid feeling a certain way, just so that they can sort of cover things up a little bit. So, yep, okay, we've got here, I'm protecting this connection. So someone clearly here is protecting this connection. It could be you or it could be them, but I feel like someone here is wanting to protect this connection, which I think is quite significant as well. So I think that on your side as well, you're trying to do everything you can to protect this connection, to make sure that it does flow in the right way for yourself as well. Okay, let's have a look and see. So I'm just looking at the comments again. Yeah, I know. I know. It's just the thing is the comments just keep going up and then I keep missing the comments. I really don't want to miss the comments. I just want to like make sure that I can read as many as possible because I think it's really, really special. Yes, this is my first live stream. I promise we're not going to have this much stop in between the reading, as much as I have been doing. I promise. I know it doesn't look good and it's not great, but I'm fully aware. I knew that my first live stream would be like this. To be honest, I thought I was live to begin with, and I wasn't. And I was like, wait a second, why am I not live? Because I never was live, and then finally I meant to get live. I didn't realize it was more complicated than it actually seemed, believe it or not. Okay, let's have a look at this comment as well. Claudia or Claudia. Okay, I asked for guidance on what to focus on this blue moon, and this session is pointing arrows towards to the right directions in different areas I want to focus on instead of being overwhelmed by my thoughts. It's true. It's true. It's focusing really with going with the flow as well. That's the first thing I actually did mention at the beginning of this live stream was going with the flow, but also understanding aspects of yourself as well and trying not to overwhelm yourself. Yes, you know, our shadow can overwhelm ourselves, especially when we realize that, oh my God, am I like this? Am I like that? Like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? But essentially, it's also about looking after you as well at the same time. Now, let's see what else we have. Birth charts. Okay, so still a little confused on how birth charts work. I have mine, but so far I've been mostly using mostly my intuition over deeply evaluating them in comparisons. Recommend on books or something to help learn. Let me see if I have my whole like book bag from the library right here, but I don't think there's any books necessarily on birth charts. You know, I did see one in Waterstones actually, and it was like a humongous book. It was like ginormous, and it had everything in it. And I can't remember the actual name of it, but the only real book I have here, which I actually think is really, really good and very, very interesting, is this one. And so I got this from the library, and it's called Astrology for Dummies. So this is really great at trying to learn as much as you can about astrology. This is the 3rd edition, by the way. Really great because it also teaches you about the houses as well, as you can see, which you probably can't see, but that's also really quite significant when it comes to reading charts. So I definitely recommend Astrology for Dummies, the Dummies series. You know, they make so many books about lots of different topics as well. I definitely recommend that to you. I like just going to the library and kind of just seeing what they also have in that sense as well. I've also been, oh, guys, I want to share this book with you. It's a really nice book. the 10 Keys to Success. It's actually very small as well, and it's got a large print. Well, this one has as well. So it's actually it's a really good read. Definitely recommend that book as well. Like, I've never been into reading books. I always found books like really, really boring, but here we are. It's a new version of myself. Okay, so yeah. Did that even answer your question? I hope it did. I have my inputs. I would recommend trying to learn about astrology through books as well. Depending on your intuition is a good thing. You know, intuition is strong, but intuition can't always give us the information and the knowledge that sometimes we need to interpret things. So let's have a look. It's a little bit like tarot, you know. First we need to sort of like learn about tarot as well. Intuition is great because it helps us to understand things with time, especially with tarot as well. But we also need the knowledge to know, like, okay, this is the Six of Wands, this is the Six of Swords, like this is what this card means, this is ruled by water, this is ruled by fire, you know. So we also need that knowledge as well, and a little bit of those facts as well to go along with it. That's funny. Indeed, yes. Yeah, for the next reading, definitely I know how things work now, so it will be much more organized as well. So no worries. No. It's never too late, never too late. My ex and I put aside. Okay, yeah, I can't really answer private questions because this is, you know, this is a live reading where it's public. So, you know, personal questions like this cannot really be answered. But like I mentioned, if you'd like to win a free reading with me, or if you'd like to purchase a private paid reading, for sure, you know, do check out the description boxes of my videos. All the information is there if you'd like me to do that. I do them, but this is not one. This is just a live collective reading. As I mentioned, everything's in the description box. I was talking about this a while ago, so some of you might have just joined recently, but I was actually talking about the fact that this is such a great time to pray to your ancestors, or pray to or pray for essentially those that have passed away. It's a really great weekend to do so. So this comment also reminded me of that as well, because quite a few of you actually have been pointing this out. So it really just goes to show this is an amazing time to also enjoy perhaps foods or music or things that people that have passed away used to like as well. It's a really strong time to do that. So I definitely recommend it. Also, you've got the full moon as well. It can be a really lovely thing. Some of you are complaining that people are spamming the comments. Yeah, there's a few of them, but I can still get through the comments. Let's see what else we have. Good morning from Florida. Nice. When did you start to read tarot? A long time ago. A long time ago. Yes, a very big difference, and you know, it's quite a lot to basically answer. But I think if you were able to just Google, you know, twin flame versus soulmate, you will find all the answers you need. There are, you know, some articles that don't really make sense, but I would say a lot of them are very much so spot on. Twin flame situations are essentially when two people mirror each other and they trigger each other's, you know, things that each other need to work on, and then it can also cause like friction. It can also cause like this back and forth energy. It can be quite challenging in that sense. And then, you know, soulmate connections, it's almost, you know, both of them are quite instant in that sense, but twin flame connection can sometimes be very, very complex, very complicated in that sense. And with soulmate connections, there seems to be that sort of recognition just instantly, and I would say it's mature. It can sometimes be immature, but it's to the most level, it's more mature with twin flames. You know, there's reincarnations, and not reincarnations, incarnations, you know, from lifetime to lifetime. It can take a long time for twin flames to actually be together in that sense, and a lot of lessons and things like that. But I'd recommend you to definitely research it in more depth and more detail. There's some really good websites. There's some good videos, actually. If you go to Psych2Go's YouTube channel, you will find some really good videos on twin flames and soulmates as well. And their stuff is more so psychology based as well. And so they've got, you know, facts and figures to basically back up what they say. I definitely recommend their channel. School of Life is really great. And Psych to Go is another really great YouTube channel. Both of those, incredible. Okay. Reliable websites for spiritual information. Numerologist is really great. I really like Numerologist. What else? I mainly am on Instagram. Cafe, is it Cafe Astrology? Astrology Cafe. They're really great with their information that they put out as well. Really, really, really great. And also you can work out your birth chart on there as well. I like that website too. Spiritual websites. I mean, I don't really go online for a lot of that sort of spiritual stuff. I mean, I watch stuff on YouTube. I watch Sadhguru. I watch, there's another, oh no, it's Shri, I can't remember it now. I'm going to have to like write these down, you know, because I watch their videos. But I read quite a lot, as you guys probably saw, right? I read a lot of books on spirituality, motivation, success, astrology, etc. So I read a lot more in that sense. There's another book I have here as well, which is The Power in You, which I also got from the library. So I read a lot more than I do like in person than online. Well, you know, it's still going to be in person, but, and also I also get the Soul and Spirit magazine subscription as well. And this has got like everything for that I need to know in the month, right? So to me, this is the most reliable information, and it's also got the what do you call it, horoscopes and a lot of information about cosmic energy and how to connect to it, Mercury retrograde, all the information there as well. So I really love this magazine, Soul and Spirit. Yeah, really, really lovely. And it comes with a free set of cards, so we can't go wrong, right? Okay. I do you know what, next time I think I'm just gonna like do the question and answers, because I find that so much more fun. Let's have a look and see. Yep, so it's what we've got there. Oh, I didn't actually show your question. Okay, so I honestly don't know what you're talking about, really. I think you should watch the thing from the beginning. Anyhow. Oh, hello, hello. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. If I was to tell you all about me, we'd be here forever. Let me finish off the reading, and then maybe I'll get into the questions. And then at the end, you guys can ask me questions and I'll go through it. So if we just finish off the reading, because this is my first ever live stream. And basically, I've never done this before, and I didn't realize just how much I would get so involved in the comments. So yes, we've got here, the thought of explaining myself and apologizing scares me. I don't want to see the pain I've caused you in your eyes. So that's all coming to the surface, right? The full moon brings things to the surface as well. We've got here, give me a chance. So I feel like they want a chance here, and they're starting to realize this, because a lot of that emotional energy is really coming to the surface. I'm going to take action. I'm just planning the approach. Okay, so action is going to be taken there with that King of Wands card. I'm not used to a connection like this, so I run. Okay, so that's why there's that sort of running energy, which I see, which by the way, I see it getting a little bit more stable as time goes by. And also it says here, I have inner childhood wounds. Isn't that literally what we were talking about? We were talking about the shadow aspect. We were talking about abandonment issues. We were talking about inner childhood wounds as well with the Six of Cups. So see, that's why I mentioned that this full moon is so important, because we have to work on shadow our shadow aspects, and so do they as well. Okay, so they're acknowledging that they have issues from their childhood which are affecting things progressing forward and moving forward as well. So I just think that that is going to, you know, that is something that they're recognizing. They're recognizing their shadow self, and when someone recognizes their shadow self, the universe can be more prompted to do more. Okay, so that's essentially what we've got. I'm most likely going to post this on my channel anyways, but I know this reading was a little bit like start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. It's my fault, I know that. But the messages actually from this reading are very, very profound. So just to recap, okay, I did mention here that the first week of November seems to be very, very proactive with things progressing, moving forward, getting better, getting stronger, you finding your feet. The big message here is not to resist any of these emotions that come to the surface, to understand them, to heal them, and also to realize that sometimes there are certain things in childhood that makes us act a certain way, makes us hold on to certain things in a certain way, and that can also impact this other person as well. You know, the way in which perhaps they're running away, the way in perhaps they're a little bit more withdrawn. These are things that have really impacted them through either childhood or just growing up in general, perhaps certain traumas. And embracing the show, understanding that this is what has happened, can really allow things to progress in a much better light. Okay, so it allows things to level out a little bit more, and then the universe can bring in more of this proactive energy where they're coming towards you. They want to protect this connection, they want to give a chance and move things along, and not be the victim, but more so come out of that energy and be the victor. Okay, so that's what we've got there. So we finished the reading now. So that's what we have. Okay, so embrace your shadow self as well. You know, if you know that you're codependent, work on those energies. If you know that perhaps you want this person to fill a void within you, work on those aspects as well. I think that that's really, really very, very important. Okay, let me go through the comments and see what's coming through here. I'm singing in the rain. Singing in the rain. Okay, let's see. How can I help nourish my heart chakra and revive it? Thank you. So it's really cool actually. Tomorrow I have a pick a card reading, and I mentioned this in one of the groups, and it was the green group. Okay, so it's just something to mention because I talked about the heart chakra so much in that green group. Okay, the pick a card reading comes out tomorrow, and you know you'll recognize which group it is. But going in nature can really help. The color green as well, being surrounded by the color green, can really help as well. Meditation helps to open up the heart chakra, specifically if you're meditating on your heart chakra. That really, really does help as well. So what I would definitely recommend is for you to focus on your heart chakra and then imagine it glowing really, really green and then meditating on it. That will really, really help. And also trying to channel good energy and love towards your heart as well will really help. Going for a walk, surrounding yourself in nature, putting your bare feet on earth can also really help as well to really activate your heart chakra. And also green. See, your display picture is a little bit, it's more so teal, but you know, you got a bit of that green energy coming through. Okay, let's see what else we have. Hello, good morning from Las Vegas. I have been there indeed. Yeah, sometimes, you know, fear is indeed an illusion. It's not actually something that is there. It's something that sometimes we make up as well. Although sometimes, you know, our intuition guides us in a way to get through certain situations or to be aware of certain situations as well. Yes, I am. Indeed, I am. Okay, so 1111 is a fire energy number. It's also to do with manifestation. When you have a fire energy number like 1111, to counteract the intensity of it, you add water, right? So that's emotion. So you counteract it with that emotional energy to regain it. So what essentially 1111 also stands for is it's a life path number, right? Which is essentially telling you that you're on the right path in your life and to trust yourself and to also trust your emotions as well, in that sense. So it's essentially telling you that you're on the right path, but to counteract that fire, be aware of your emotions and know that it's okay to feel what you feel. Okay, so it's guiding you. It's guiding you. Let's see. Oh, this is really cool. Do you know what? It's my grandma's birthday today as well, and it's a family day. In all honesty, so to me, even though I'm doing a reading right now, obviously that's not going to take up my entire day. Um, Happy birthday to you, Daisy. I would say that, you know, it's a really good time to spend with those that you love and those that are around you. And I always say, if you're someone who lives by yourself, or if you're someone who doesn't have people around you, for example, spending it with yourself is such an act of love as well. So taking care of yourself, looking after yourself, and doing things that make you happy is one of the best things you really can do. And it's okay if you have nothing planned. You know, on my birthday, I didn't do anything. I really didn't do anything at all, to be honest. It was like nothing, honestly. But it was just, you know, that sort of like energy of doing things that you like and doing things that make you feel good as well. And it can be a really great time to pray to your ancestors as well, because today is actually very, very special for that. So praying to your ancestors or worshiping your ancestors can be such an amazing thing to do. And it's something I talked about in this reading, I think twice already, believe it or not. So I definitely recommend that. Or those that have passed away, perhaps as well, loved ones, it's a really good time to sort of enjoy maybe things that they would have enjoyed, or the kind of support they would have given you as well. So yeah, channeling energy towards yourself and enjoying yourself, I think, would be really very, very special. Happy birthday to you. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. I didn't actually realize majority of my audience is in the US. I know there's people here that are not in the US, but a lot of them actually are. So maybe this is a good time to do it, or maybe later on. Oh, yes, yes, Maria, I did indeed receive that actually. So yes, I enjoy it. I will look forward to reading for you very soon. Damara, did you already mention what is your sun, rising, and moon, if you don't mind saying? So my sun sign is Virgo, my moon sign is Aries, and my rising is Venus. So yes, that is my rising sign is Venus. Did I just say my rising sign is Venus? Wait, hold on a second. My sun is in Virgo, my moon is in Aries, and my rising is in Gemini. There we go. Can't believe I just said my rising is in Venus. Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. Hello, 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 hello. Australia. I used to live there in Perth when I was really young. Hello from the UK, and now I'm in the UK. Okay, and I also used to live in Kenya, and I briefly lived in America as well. I was actually born in America. Hey, 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 hi, hi. Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween. So I'm at the bottom of the questions now, so I can actually read all of them. Hello, hello, hello to you from India. I am Indian, yes, but I have never lived there. Never lived there. So I go there often, but obviously, you know, pandemic and everything. Okay, so we're at the end. I don't really, if there's any like last sort of questions which don't involve personal questions, because I can't answer your personal questions, then do let me know if there's something you want me to talk about, whatever it may be apart from your personal questions. Okay, I can't answer personal questions. Priyanka, I can't answer your personal question. I really can't, because this is a public open live reading. So if you'd like to win a free reading, or if you'd like to purchase a private paid reading, all the information will be in the description box below. So I'd highly recommend you to check that out. Namaste, namaste, everyone. Cancer sign readings will be on my channel. Okay, so that will be on there. Okay, so I briefly talked about today's full moon at the beginning, so I guess I can round up this reading by talking about the full moon again. So the full moon essentially is happening in the sign of Taurus, and it's a very special full moon because it's a blue full moon. Now, we know that Taurus is very much so tied to the throat chakra, and the throat chakra is also blue, right? So we've got a lot of synchronicities here as well. This is a great time to really communicate to yourself the things that you want in your life, the things that are not serving you, and essentially what you want to manifest. Now, that's usually what everybody says about every full moon that ever goes by. The difference with this one is that it's very, very strongly connected to your ancestors. So if you were to pray to your ancestors, ask them for advice, ask them for protection, you can guarantee that they will try and help you as much as possible, so long as you do it with a good heart, of course. And also accepting your shadow side. So for example, if you are codependent or you really want someone, and you know, it's this kind of, it's a case of you wanting someone to fill your void, for example, or you can't be lonely, then it's such a good time with this full moon to really communicate to yourself, like, yes, okay, I do have these things that I need to work on. The universe will try and align more to that energy as well, because the Taurus energy is about stability. It is about family, right? Which connects again to that ancestral kind of energy as well. It's also about your like parental figures or parents, right? So we talked about sort of these childhood wounds as well, thinking about childhood, thinking about things that perhaps didn't go right, didn't make you feel good. It's about healing those aspects as well, and very honestly communicating with yourself as well, and communicating with others perhaps as well. Because remember, blue moon, Taurus is about the throat chakra, blue again, right? So blue and blue with the moon. Okay, so this is really about also finding aspects where you find it hard to commit. So do you find it hard to commit to knowing those shadow aspects within yourself? Well, now is the time to open up to those aspects, right? To enhance your life further. Okay, so that's my version of what this entire full moon has a lot of meaning towards. It's really about healing yourself. That's literally what it's about, and going with the flow. Again, blue, you know, blue. Trusting your intuition and your gut as well. Very welcome. Cute dog. I'm actually allergic to dogs, but they are very cute. Okay, Mars retrograde ends on the 13th of November. Yeah, so that's when it ends. Same, to be honest. Treats. Let's see what else we have. That's right, yeah. Nice. All right, so I think that's pretty much it, right? I don't think there's any more questions coming through, necessarily maybe for things that you guys want to know. I'm trying to think of the best time to really do a live stream. I think the best time really is on a weekend, when more of you are around, right? So maybe in the afternoons at some point, but I might just hop on them from time to time. So make sure you have got your bell notification pressed on my YouTube channel so that you're notified every time either, you know, I'm doing a live stream or that I have posted a video. Also, intention bracelets are on Etsy as well, if anyone is interested. I'm actually wearing the Evil Eye tie bracelet, as well as the Love, the Soulmate, the Twin Flame, and the Singles bracelets as well. There's so many different ones on there. There's also embroidered cards, which you can put under your pillow, wallet, or your purse. Let me show you one, because I have a few of them here. Ta-da! These are hand embroidered, as you can see. So those are also there as well. So yeah, definitely do check those out if you guys are interested. Everything's always in the description box below. Yeah, there's just so much good stuff on my Etsy store. Also the sorry, I'm reading one of the questions, and I just, you know, it's just not really. I think because we were talking about a trick or treat, someone just put here, will he be at my door tonight? Okay, so yeah, so gosh, I've lost my train of thought. This is amazing. Like, me during live streams is just, you know, it's my first ever one. So this has been, you know, this has been a learning experience for sure. But what I do want to say really is that yeah, my Etsy store, the link is in the description box below, and also the review section is on there. There we go. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Oh, I thought that was part of the trick or treat message. Well, I can't answer personal questions whether he's literally going to be at your door or not. But what I can do is we can do private readings. So again, as I mentioned, you know, if you'd like to win a free reading with me, everything's in the description box below. If you'd like a private reading, that's also in the description box below as well. Can't really answer questions of that nature, unfortunately, though. Okay. Okay. So yes, I do readings on third party, twin flames, soulmates, career related questions, pretty much everything, aside from, of course, you know, topics that really should not be mentioned, like you know, different well, things that are morally like not right to ask. You know, some people like to ask like, oh, you know, when am I going to die? And I'm like, I can't answer that question, you know. But the thing is, right, everything is in the description box below, and yeah. So I am going to end this live. And Amy, I kind of already spoke about that previously, that this full moon is really helping us to manifest and to take care of our old wounds, and wounds from childhood, wounds from abandonment issues, to look at our shadow self. It's allowing us to come face to face with ourselves so we can work on ourselves, communicate with ourselves authentically, and really progress to a higher level and manifest at a much higher level than ever before. So that's essentially what it's helping us to manifest. And the full moon, yes. Let me just get this. So yeah, that's what it's helping us to manifest, Amy. That's what we've got right there. And then what's everyone doing for Halloween? Well, I am just going to very, very much so be watching Formula One. I love Formula One, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Yep, the full moon is indeed today, and it's also my grandma's birthday as well, so I'm going to be spending time with family as well. Okay, so I'm going to end the live stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know that it was a very, very start, stop, and the main reason for that really is I'm glad. I'm so glad there are some Formula One fans here too, or people that enjoy Formula One. Who is your favorite driver? Tell me who your favorite driver is, okay? yeah, so it's obviously been, you know, the first live stream I've done, and I think now I have a bit more of an idea as to how it works and how I can sort of plan them around so that I can do the reading and then get to your questions and sort of spend a bit of time talking to you guys as well, rather than, you know, the start stop bit. Uh, can I do third party reading? Reading for third party on YouTube? I can, but it can only be in the format of a pick a card or a. I mean, I talk about third party situations in some of the zodiac sign readings, but I will say that it's a little bit more challenging in that sense. So to do in a public setting, because I can't answer your personal questions. Okay, yes, yes. I'm glad. I'm glad we have something here in common. It's really, really lovely. All right. Okay, goodbye, Divine 222. I am also going to be leaving as well. Okay, so take care, everyone. I am going to be back at some point, and I hope you all very much so take care as well. Virtual hugs to all of you as well. Thank you, everyone as well. Okay, bye, everyone.